That's the Chris Roberts Honda Integra, which is not got any dimension in it, so it's No, it's not, it's Alpine, the white one, so the white and grey Alpine Renault Clio. We've got some good straight line speed. Alpine goes right around the outside of Pete Jockenham, which is not what you really expected, I don't think, but Pete Jockenham is much later on the brakes. He holds on to that third place as they turn in towards Richard's corner, so Jockenham back to third, fourth place is then Alpine, fifth place across the line there was the Ray Honeybone Renault Clio, and then sixth place, number 12, up and down the order so far, that's Ben Johansson and Scott Thompson. Just ahead of Nick White. He did lose places there, but he's recovered well on that lap. So Nick White is 7th. 8th place on number 69 is the Aaron Harding and David Slate's machine on home turf this weekend for them. 9th place for number 27 is Sean Andrews, and the 10th place is the second of the highs, which is Dean Hyde in his BMW E30. So that's how the top 10 look at the end of lap number 1. The Honda Integra still sits there. I think that's out of harm's way, so there should be a call for a safety car by the looks, but I think that Honda Integra is safe enough there on the run down towards Oggies. So it'll be under wave yellow flags for now as the race leader approaches that part of the circuit for the first time under yellow flag conditions. So Higginson's head down towards the left-hander at Hamilton. Gap at the end of that first lap, 1.6 seconds, so it's comfortable at the minute for the Honda Civic. I'm sure we can talk before too much longer. John Cooper will start to close that gap down pretty rapidly. We know there's a second driver to come within the Higginson, so whoever's in the car. To be fair, Matt and Mark are both very similar in terms of pace. Matt has taught Mark a lot over recent years. As I said, Matt's become a champion in many 750 Motor Club championships, and Mark has followed in his footsteps in terms of picking up the pace. So both of them are pretty quick in that Honda Civic as they work their way down the back straight for the second time of asking. Yet to be on the podium this year though has that Honda Civic in the lead of the race, but it's suited by the looks of things to these wet weather conditions. Here's itself back out under the bridge, so through Brundle and then towards Melton now comes the Higginson. Second place, all over the back of the second place car, the Ford Fiesta of John Cooper, so they push on as they come through in towards Corum, and Alpine goes to the side, that's what the outside line is for. Alpine got a bit later on the brakes, which he is, so Alpine going to second. Third place now, got down to John Cooper, and what? Down to the opportunity now to take it. They'll know that Alpine is really on a charge after starting on the front row. He had a bit of a poor start there, he's got quite a way back to field, but now making a quick no place that one to go. Second to Alpine back down through. Third place to John Cooper in the Fiesta, Mike Woodson, Carlin racing 6. Ray Honeybone is not too far back as well in 5th place, kind of 44, and with him as well is number 12 in 6th place, which is Ben Johansson and Scott Thompson, so really, really close from second on backwards. And as I said, I don't think it'll be too much longer before they're onto the tail of the Higginson in that Honda Civic, so the gap is starting to come down already. 1.8 seconds it was between first and second on that occasion, and that time through, Alpine with first flying lap is the quickest man at 2:47.203, so really good stuff there from Alf. As they reappear the leaders through Palmer, head down towards Agostini. Just to update you, we've got the Renault Clio of Tom Otley into the pit lane, so he, after that slight contact with the barrier and possibly another car, has come into the pit lane, and also, thankfully making it back is the Triple Eight machine of Chris Roberts. So that's the Honda Integra which has stopped over there at Oggies. So with the help of the marshals, I think they'll fire that car back up to or into life, and they've managed to get it back to the pit lane, but whether it rejoins I'm not too sure, but at least they made it off the circuit back into the pit lane. So we're 2 down, 28 still run. Leader of those is still the Higginsons in that Honda Civic. The other one that we haven't really mentioned is Luke Reed, but he's now also making his way into the pit lane. So what a disastrous day so far for Luke Reed, and it's not going to get any better. Of course, this is their only race today, so whatever problems they've got, they're not going to be sorted, and they're not going to be very happy with the point they're going to receive from this race. Grace Motorsport, brilliant looking car, goes well on a regular basis, has been a winner this year and also on the podium in the other race. But Luke Reed not happy with how that car's performing in this race, unfortunately, so he's now into the pit lane as well. Higginson's off to the back straight, gap is held between them and Alpine, so already on the track, half that gap between himself and the race leader. Across the line on the third time of asking. Luke Reed falls off into the pit lane and passes down the area, so Luke Reed is done for this race. So by the end of it, I think he may have a new championship leader. Trackday championship. Come through, starting by 1 how down by how high that there they go through, down that time is 2:46.9, briefly increased acceleration, then behind how high that time is almost a second quicker now, so we got down to under a second to 2. We've got 2, third place is on 50 minutes. Fourth place for Pete Jochenen in the Mini Cooper, and Ray Honeybone Nick White still 56, although Nick White just made that position up on the Johansson, then Johansson's got Thompson's machine, so Nick White now, again, another man after a sluggish start, 5th on the grid, he started slowly but surely making his way back inside the top 5, that's 6, 1.3 back on the 5th place man Ray Honeybone, and then that come down already on the stand as they approach Palmer corner. Again, can't see a lot of Palmer, in terms of the circuit we're not covered by in terms of the cameras, and with the rain, as I said, coming down on the commentary box, we can't really see a lot of the cars as they head through there anyway, but we can just about see and make out Ray Honeybone, and is that Nick White? If it is, he's dropped off a little bit from Ray Honeybone in 5th place, so Ray's picked up the pace, he's closed the gap now down to the 4th place man Pete Jochenen, who in turn is on the rear of John Cooper, who in turn was almost trying to get past Alpine there and run through his just holding up Higginson slightly. He's picking up the spray for the race leader, which means a moment ago he had clear track and no spray. Right now, with that Honda Integra back out onto the track, Chris Howes-Roberts will need to pull aside. The track being made by the marshal very shortly. Let's see if Higginson can get through onto the back straight. We know that Honda Integra is not sloppy in a straight line, so it should be able to pull away, but this will just be infuriating the Higginson very, very slightly, just because they've got Alpine in that mirror as well. So trying to keep that at bay and also get past the back marker, which they now do. So good job there from Chris Howes-Roberts to pull aside. So allows first and second to go through, and will possibly allow all of the top 6 to head through by the time they get down towards Brundle and Nelson. So good stuff from the Honda Integra. The top 2 though once again close, but it was last time pretty much riding towards the long hole. Third place man John Cooper is through now on the back marker. Now it's Jochenen and Ray Honeybone on the flat before they start to lose a little bit of ground to the third place side. Alpine's gone off, and that second place is through. The Renault Clio off the road, went for a high wide into the corner, and that didn't really work, did it? It's looking for the grid, but the Renault Clio running down the through there on the right side of the corner. So Alpine coming into the race lead, now got down to 6th place. Already behind Nick White there in 6th place, now for the top 5th, so the pressure that was once with the Higginson is now being Nick White come through, that's down to 1.1 seconds, so second place there on Cooper, they're making good dropping now, trying to break 6, Ray Honeybone sits there in 4th place, 5th place for Nick White, so all of those move up 1 position, and it's Alpine who loses 4 positions, so it drops down to 6th place, so what was going on there? Why like before, I looked at the grid, the bullet down the grass rather than the tarmac. So Alpine, after all that hard work to recover from a tardy start, you've now got to do it all over again with the pit stop window building so shortly. He's got to get this done fairly quickly. Of course, he won't hand it over to anyone, so he'll stay in that car, but still got his momentum now on the back of the Higginsons, who have a 1.1 second lead over John Cooper. It was now on that lap, he's getting quickly back of the race, 45.918, so he's gone about 1.7 seconds on that lap alone quicker than the Honda Civic that leads the race. So that's really impressive from John. I didn't notice as he came across the line though, that car is just starting to steam up slightly on the passenger side window and also on the driver's side window, so that'll be a little bit less visibility for him. Of course, it's probably a little bit hotter in the car compared to outside, so John Cooper is just trying to keep the ventilation and the steaminess to a low. It's very much now challenging the race because the Higgins have been closed in on once again. He is really struggling now in these ever-changing conditions. They're getting wetter and wetter. The rain has not stopped at all. The wind is bringing it in heavier now as they work their way towards the straight for the fifth time of asking. So we've got 5, 6 for the lead still. I don't think that's been changed too much after the mistake from Alpine. He managed to recover very quickly and get himself onto the tail of Nick White. And he's right there now with Nick and made the pass. No, he's not yet made that pass for 5th place, so he's still kind of challenged as they head off the straight down towards London. Nelson, John Cooper again on the back of Alpine just trying to make a pass on that Honda Integra again, the back marker as they come into the bomb hole. But a little bit more cautious on this occasion. They won't try anything silly. He'll keep it on the racing line this time, I'm sure. He won't have anyone to run past. And then he'll be oh, he hit the back end out. Yeah, so of course, it's not going to open that Renault clear out, but the back end sliding. That's down forward. Heading through this hardcore, but Honda taking it away. Helping him catch up with Nick White in 5th place. So through they go once again, across the line to tick off lap number 5 in this race. Just over 30 minutes to go, so next time through, the pit window will be open for the drivers to come in if they wish to. So there goes Alpine finally past the Honda Integra. The first event, and he gets back to the race, 2.44, with 8.74 there, so Nick White is on the charge now. He's 1.5 seconds back from Ray Honeybone, so he just needs to close down Ray in his Renault Clio. And with that, he might then lend him a helping hand to try and get up to the tail of Pete Jokkinen on his 3rd place. So we need a rear merge from Palmer. And John Cooper is set on the second part of the lap as the challenge now comes to 3rd place, and Ray's got a great run through Palmer. Ray Honeybone goes from the inside line in towards Agostini. We look towards the cameras and briefly pick up those two cars in 3rd and 4th places. And yeah, Ray Honeybone gets to fight that 8 minutes in the corner. Good exit as well. Fight back a minute there on the run down towards Hamilton Corner. Of course, he's back in the 3rd place just as now is. Now the 5th place now just right back up on the previous lap round. So top 5 together. Alpine not quite there yet. He's still a distant 6th place, but the gap is starting to come down. Last time through, Alpha was 2.7 seconds back. So if he keeps everything okay this time through Coram, touch wood, he should be able to close that gap down on the top 5. Behind the top 6, 7th place at the minute is number 69, which is the car of Norfolk and Chancery race team, Aaron Harding and David Slater. 8th place, dwindling a little bit now, is the Pro-Am racing team of Ben Johansson and Scott Thompson. 9th place is number 27, which is the car of Sean Andrews. And the 10th place is number 38, which is Team Schnell, Kevin Glover and Kevin Wright in that Ford Fiesta. So now we're within the race. Trackday Championship. But are we going to have any takers on this first lap of the pit window being open? Still out front, yeah. Pretty haven't closed down too much. Into the race leader, although he does on the brakes down towards Murray, so closing in very slightly. Top 5 come out, 1 out on the final corner. Alpine is almost there, 2.7 seconds down the course, and the last time will come down to the timing line as Natural Mark goes through in the lead of the race. Second, third, fourth, fifth goes through. There goes sixth, out high. The gap is now down to 1.6. With it, he is once again the quickest man in the race. So 2:43.843. So out high, car 172. Now on the side once again. 1.2 seconds of him. 1.1 seconds of that last time through. Game on once again. Should be just about there by the time they come to the completion of the next lap. That's if none of them decide to come into the pit lane. Down towards Palmer comes the race leader. Higginson's push on again on his first part of the lap. The gap is up between the top two. The gap down on our race leader. Ray Honeycomb now. He's got past Pete Rockland. Ray Honeybone now starts to place further in race, second place man. So Ray Honeybone, as you mentioned before this weekend, has not had any podiums. He has been very consistent in the previous two races here at Snetterton and also at Alton Park, but could he possibly get his first podium, could he possibly get his top of the podium in this race. It's not at the minute. A second place man runs really wide in towards Ogden there. John Cooper was late on the break, just lost his grip and all kind of contact with his tarmac, but with it now steps through. Ray Honeybone pretty easily on that occasion. So Honeybone goes through. Third place now for John Cooper, who is not just been passed by the second place man, new second place man, Ray